to this special edition of Matt's B-Movie Reviews, the show that looks at cult films that may have escaped your radar. Okay, so why the special, you ask? Because I've just witnessed one of the craziest gore-soaked horror shorts that I think you will get a real kick out of. So screw in your ears and listen up, because this is my review of Lee Hardcastle's GHOSTBURGER. Those of you who don't know Lee's name must have been living under a rock for the past few years. He's the self-proclaimed claymation guy who's brought us such blood-soaked classics as Evil Dead in 60 Seconds, the segment T is for Toilet, which featured in the ABCs of Death movie, and the extraordinary yet ill-fated Pingu's The Thing. And now he's returned with his most ambitious project to date. Okay, so here's the plot. GHOSTBURGER follows the now grown boy from T is for Toilet, having escaped his near-death experience at the hands of a possessed Lou, goes to stay with his uncle and cousin who run a failing burger business. Unfortunately, or fortunately depending on your perspective, the spooks haven't left the lad alone, and after he re-kills one of these spooky spirits and cuts up its ghostly carcass in the meat grinder, they soon discover a new taste sensation, which the customers can't seem to get enough of. To keep up with demand, the lads do a little ghost busting at the local haunted hotspots. The business starts to thrive and it seems like there's nothing to be afraid of. But boy are they wrong, as they soon find out that dead ain't better. Now I've got to say there's a huge attention to detail in this film which really took my breath away. The set design alone and the camera angles used within it really helped to ramp up the adrenaline levels during the story. The animator Lee wears his heart in his sleeve and you can clearly see that he has a deep love and respect for the horror genre as a medium. I saw nods to Sam Raimi's use of fast pan montages from the Evil Dead series. Plus in parts it had the atmosphere of a John Carpenter classic like The Fog or Assault on Precinct 13. One bit that really did make me laugh was when the boys decide to break into the haunted hospital and are confronted with an angry guard dog. One of the boys decides to try and tempt the dog with a burger steak and throws it at the dog's face. The burger hits the dog square in the nose and it looks at them unflinchingly. A second or two later they leg it! Classic. Also the return of the toilet monster was a nice little touch, I thought. Call a plumber now. It also made me really nostalgic because as a kid I used to have a very similar looking toy from the Ghostbusters series, which was quite creepy and looked a bit like that. Makes me wonder how many children were traumatised by that in their childhood. If you were, why not drop me a comment below and we can reminisce for old time's sake. I'm going to give this a solid 5 stars out of 5 because I am obsessed with anything remotely ghostly. And I'm also not a vegetarian. Here's a link to the short now, so go watch it and never return! Well, until the next episode. Be sure to check back next week for my Halloween edition. I've managed to whittle it down to 2 classics. So you can either have Halloween 3, the sequel that Michael Myers didn't even bother to show up in, or the quite insane looking Frogs. I know what my money's on. As usual, let me know in the comments below or via my Facebook page. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you next time. I said, never return! Never return!